Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
So we're going to call out a few names. Stacy Cigar Bollinger, Mike Greenspan, Rabbi Dusty Brown, Suzanne Rocha.
Happy Passover, you scab rabbis, first and foremost. After all, we have it coming up. Now, I do want to, and welcome John Lee. We missed you at the committee meeting today, Unisys Committee. Now, we have a couple things. The Hollywood Walk of Fame. At least this one, we're not on the hook for anything. I've heard it costs about $50,000 to get your star, and at least it's not coming out of our pocket. Dave Chappelle and Sammy Hagar can afford to put them up. And I can't drive 55 either, but that's a different issue. Now, one good thing about the Walk of Fame, I found another use for it. Well, what kind of use is it? Well, when Reverend Jimmy Swaggart wants to pick up a prostitute, he calls them on the cell phone. And they'll say, Jimmy, meet me at 6212 Hollywood Boulevard at the Sammy Hagar Star. And so then he could actually expedite the process. I mean, this is great. You have these stars, and it makes it easier for the Reverend to pick up the prostitute. Or let me go to the Dave Chappelle one on Vine Street.
Apologies, the Dave Chappelle item was actually continued. So,
okay, I'm sorry then. He'll have to go to the Sammy Hagar. My bad. Okay, now we're talking about the DWP, probably one of the most mismanaged agencies, and they are afraid of reform from the state. Are you kidding me? It's not the state legislature that had the raid from the FBI. It's the DWP and their lawyers. Now, they didn't come by with tea and crumpets. They came by and searched offices and seized files. And attorneys like Paradis and others have lost their bar license. They can't practice law anymore. About the only thing they can do is clean the bathrooms and sweep the floors because they don't have anything else to do. So are we going to preserve rights for them to steal from us, to rip us off, to do all kinds of bad things, and to have sticky palms just because the city is offended? That's your problem.
Please move on to another item. You've exhausted your one.
Well, the DWP, we got three DWP items, Mr. Attorney. So just letting you know, there's lots of stuff with the DWP. It's a scandal-ridden agency. It doesn't know what good government is. So it'd be nice if we had a plan of water. The San Gabriel Valley has been catching water for years, but we just let it go right out to the ocean. Well, maybe we can have some make work, but our problem is we don't have the money. We don't have the money, and all our projects, we should be doing nothing but just passing resolutions where the guys jerk their dicks and the gals play with their puss because we can't afford anything else. Sorry.
General public comment?
Okay. What am I going to talk about today? Hey, folks, it's time for Dodger baseball. And guess what? A Dodger's going to strike out. Not now, but on November 5th, Steve Garvey is going to get his butt kicked. I mean, he won the first game of a doubleheader. Now, Adam Schiff is nothing great, but this is a Democratic state, and how do I tell him, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It's just not going to happen. I mean, Garvey beating Schiff, he's so weak, he can't beat his meat. The only reason he made it here is that fat cunt, Katie Porter, ran a very poor campaign with a very incompetent staff, and there was a big old scandal on Schiff getting money from this Girardi guy who was basically stealing from his clients their reward money and giving it to politicians like Adam Schiff. But then who cares? After all, those Giant fans are going to stomp that Dodger Garvey. Fuck you.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Yeah, I heard.
Please begin with the item.
I'm gonna read all items. All items. And my non-general public comment. Regarding born in Washington, D.C., 1973.
Apologies, Speaker. Hold on. We're holding your time. And just for everybody's...
I'm on number 25.
Speaker, your time is held. Hold on.
Okay.
Just for everybody who wants to give public comment, item number 25 was continued, so it is actually not open for public comment. So, I'm sorry. Please continue.
All right. I'll go to the next one, right? Let's go to Cabo Wabo. I love this bar. I can't drive 55 because I'm too fucked up. I have high hopes. Find my way into, with my band, the Circle at Cabo Wabo. Well, Sammy Hagar doesn't deserve not one Hollywood Walk of Fame, but rather two for himself and his band. So I'm here to make a motion to include the Circle of Sammy Hagar Hollywood Walk of Fame, to include white niggers too from Cabo Wabo. Don't you like that? And what about Peter Thomas, former attorney for DWP, Peter Thomas, on item 27, 28, 29, motherfucking legislation which jeopardizes our water rights. So when you have a white nigger politician and attorney ripping us off from DWP, let me remind you that the Water and Power Department and local water supply and multiple agencies and cities, by the way, Ms. Park, that green jacket doesn't work. Now, going back to Peter Thomas and that fucked up agency, DWP, again, why are we having legislation that continue to promote ripping off a juju like me that pays his taxes and get inflated bills so that I can pay for the other juju Jews who can't afford to pay for theirs? The same reason why we're sending bombs to Hamas to kill children. Fuck Israel. 28, Yorgolowski. What? Any limits to city authority to regulate timing or placement for wireless telecommunications? Well, yeah. Talk to Bob Bloomfield about that shit. Because the only telecommunication you get is a fat cow talking about security on the steps of City Hall. Moo, moo, moo. Right, Bob? All I was doing was talking about my little doggy. Now, once again, this agenda and item 1 and 2, for the record, again, I'm on topic, item 1 and 2, for the record.
So item numbers 1 and 2 are not open for public comment.
Now for my regular public comment.
General
42
public comment.
USC 1983, politely, fuck you. Why do we continue to provide bombs for Israel when we're fucking up our own fucked up country, the United States and the state of California? We need Trump! And the reason,
Please don't yell into the microphone.
The reason, Baldy, is because Trump will trump you. That's why you put your hand over your mouth and wipe that big bald spot on your head, fool. NWA knows better than that, Marquisi, Weesey, a plum. Just like that dickhead Weezer, Englander, what's his name, Ridley, and that felon, Mr. Price right there. He looks like shit. Give him a beer. The man looks like he has a hangover. Come on. And going back to Shapiro, motherfuckers let anyone in a plane with a machine gun, and you niggas don't have control. 42 USC 1983, politely, fuck you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I would like to speak on the items that I submitted in the kiosk, which should be on Marquise's screen, as well as general public comment.
I don't have access to that, so I
Yeah,
need you to
Marquise,
remind
I'm
me
asking
which
Marquise
items.
to read it
So-
from his computer screen.
Please state which items you'd like to speak to, or
All
I'll give you general public
items
comment.
and general comment.
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right. So let's pull this up here. We have, I guess 25 was continued, thankfully. Fuck David Chappelle. Dave Chappelle never passed that motion. We have, let's see. We have 23 that's related to the state of emergency regarding the rainstorms. I wonder if there's cities ever going to address the danger that unhoused people are put in whenever there's a rainstorm, because the city doesn't provide shelter, doesn't provide housing, doesn't provide services, just sweeps them away into another part of the city or county or state or whatever. and just, they lose access to services because it's all about cruelty and sweeps. It's not about housing and services. So that's how you handle it when there's a big rainstorm. And if you had ever released the 4118 report back, that would have more information on that stuff. But you're hiding it. We have 24, the Sammy Hagar for the Walk of Fame. Nothing against Sammy Hagar, really. But it seems like there's other stuff the city could be doing right now than focusing on putting more stars in the Walk of Fame. Housing services for unhoused people, getting rid of the corruption and racism at City Hall, all kinds of stuff, making it so that we don't have, people getting killed constantly by the LAPD. But no, you're just putting stars on the Walk of Fame. Let's see. We have stuff related to water rights. Let's just go to general comment. So Krikorian's not here today. He's hiding again. Fuck you, McCosker. So Krikorian's not here today. Hiding because he's, caught in the corruption scandal. He's trying to avoid facing the public. He keeps endorsing candidates for elected office using his keeps campaigning for Adrian Nazarian using his position as council president. He's using his official resources that he gets as the council president to campaign for Adrian Nazarian. It's illegal for him to do that. He's not allowed to do that. If he wants to endorse Adrian Nazarian, he has to do it on his own time and not using city resources. Kevin needs to go. It's racist, anti-black, anti-poor, anti-indigenous. He needs to go. He's going to lose re-election badly. You should just drop out, Kevin.
Hello, I'm Nati Casanova. I'd like to speak on multiple agenda items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Okay. For agenda item 6, focusing on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, we can focus on, you can promote these ideas of like virtual plants and all these things. However, according to the FAO reports, animal agriculture is one of the leading causes, if not the leading cause of greenhouse gas emissions. It emits more greenhouse gas emissions than transportation, than fashion. And we can tackle that in other ways, such as supporting other alternatives, nutritional education to promote more whole plant healthy foods, better access to those foods in low-income areas, ending school milk programs, especially because it's dietary racism as well. It affects, not just our environment, but our health, and obviously the animals. It is a huge problem. It is an easy way that we can reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and it should be considered when focusing on the environment and trying to reduce our impact. Item 22, graffiti. Graffiti is art, it's culture. We don't need to be wasting money.
Speaker, I apologize. Item number 22 is not open for public comment. You can speak to it during general if you'd like, though.
Okay. The Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. We have a lot of things going on in this country right now. There is trans youth genocide happening. As a non-binary person myself, it's important that we support our LGBTQIA2S+ community, and especially our youth, and not glorify people who are promoting hate and bigotry, such as Dave Chappelle, who has expressed extreme transphobic remarks.
So the Chappelle item has been continued. So again, you can speak to it during general public comment if you'd like.
Okay, general public comment.
Okay.
In recent days, Israel has killed 7 World Kitchen aid workers that are there just to help feed the starving, innocent Palestinians that are also being bombed by Israel right now. Over 35,000 innocent Palestinians have been killed. Over 13,000 of them have been children. There is famine. This is not just a human rights issue, this is a reproductive rights issue. There are babies that are dying, that are being starved because they're being born and then they aren't even able to feed because their mothers aren't able to eat. This is a queer and trans issue. This is an animal rights issue. There are so many horrible things happening. It wasn't a mistake. Their aid vans were targeted 3 separate times. And ultimately, it led to that organization stopping aid.
Next speaker. Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Richardson, general public comments.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment.
The city recently has built some new public outdoor toilets, and they're a significant addition and significantly help the general public. But there are some problems. One of the problems is that some people go in and use the bathroom, but they don't know how to use the toilet. Instead of defecating in the toilet, they defecate on the floor. There are attendants outside who give people toilet paper. They don't put the toilet paper in because it'd be stuffed in the toilet or misused, so they keep the toilet paper. If you want toilet paper, you have to ask the attendant for it if they're there. They don't always see the defecation on the floor. Sometimes that defecation is there for hours because the attendants don't see it. So we're thankful for the toilets, but we're thankful for the toilets, and hopefully they can find that defecation a little faster.
Good morning. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the item.
Thank you, Pumpkinhead. So, now we have number 23. Oh, look at this. We have an emergency. Yes, the emergency is the city council's corrupt. That's the emergency. So, fuck the mayor, fuck the emergency management department, fuck LACC, fuck the extreme conditions of rainstorms. We want more rain. That way, like the Bible, they'll wash California out into the ocean. And then we'll have something called Arizona Bay. Look it up. Arizona Bay, yes. Then we have Sammy Hagar, that piece of shit, trying to replace David Lee Roth. Nobody can replace Diamond David, nobody. David Lee Roth was the greatest thing ever. And then Sammy Hagar says, I could be a cheap imitation. No, you suck, Sammy Hagar. You fucking destroyed Van Halen. You broke the hearts of the fans. And I think you caused the early death of the guitarist, married to that pretty woman who became fat. Like over there at Rodriguez becomes fat, like that wife. What's her name? Valerie Bertinelli. That's right. She became plump. Yes. Fuck him. I can't speak on item 25. Gotcha, Buckethead and Pumpkinhead. Then we have the State Victim Services. Everybody that lives in the city is a victim. Yes. And we go over here and we watch Imelda, Kevin, all these council members go into the audience and hug the developers, and they don't even give us a hug for all the good work we're doing. It's terrible, isn't it? Who sends the council members to prison? Goat puppet. Who stops projects? The goat puppet. And who tells you you're a pumpkinhead? The buckethead. Yes, so fuck that. And then we have water rights. You don't have rights to water. I own all the water rights, me and my fellow animals north of LA County. And we could show you where the water is, but you don't come into the crowd and treat us nicely, so you don't get to see where the water is. We're drowning in water. I have about 1.2 billion cubic feet of fucking water underneath 10 acres. And I'm not going to share it with you. No, you can drown. I'm drowning in water, and I pay nothing for it. And it's all part of Kevin's plan. If you'll re-elect him, he'll show you how to get free water, too. I'm sorry, Unisys, I had to do it. And now for the general comment.
General public comment?
As you know, Joy Freiberg got a win yesterday against Larry Gross. Anti-slap. Larry Gross is the piece of shit that runs the Animal Services Department. I tried to speak on it today, but Unisys cut off public comment before my driver could park his fucking car. I demand Larry Gross be immediately dismissed from Animal Services of the President, like yesterday. And did I tell you it was going to happen? Yes. Even Marchese can't believe it, can you, baldhead? No. The judge waited till 4:04 after closing time to give us the ruling. Nothing gets by my horns. And finally, my God, I have to say it, Jesus, that is an ugly jacket over there that Tracy Park's wearing. My God, does it clash with her outfit? And Imelda, cheer up. You'll go to prison one day,
Next
too.
speaker.
Thank you.
All items, please, on general public comment.
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
Great, thank you. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. Have to kind of run here between shifts. So I'm going to start with the items regarding the renewed emergency order for damage done by rainstorms. You know, the mayor and this body have been so proactive. When something's broken on Mulholland, we fix it right away. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the fact that everyone who lives on, near, or drives through Mulholland on a regular basis is rich as fuck. But you know, given an emergency order, that gives you a lot of leeway to request funding, to pass laws, to suspend certain rules and regulations, but we're not really doing that to prevent evictions or freeze rents or make sure workers are protected from union busting and retaliation. We're making sure that we can fix the roads where rich people live. Let's talk about stars. Hooray for Hollywood. That's screwy ballyhooey Hollywood. La 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 Dave Chappelle and Sammy Hagar. Who the fuck else are we gonna honor before we put people in housing? Why? You know, you could spend your time and resources on so many other things. I mean, Dave Chappelle's funny.
Speaker, the Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle item was continued, so you can speak during general if you'd like.
Cool. Then Sammy Hagar. Sure. We're talking about Hollywood stars. Same difference either way. No matter who we're putting on Hollywood Boulevard, that star's gonna get shit on because there's no bathrooms. And then so we have some water and utility rights. It's kind of nice to see these motions because we do need to be protecting public's access to utilities that our tax dollars have brought into existence. There's certainly a monopoly on the infrastructure for high-speed internet and telecommunications and things like that. So to reverse the things that made that possible and give us stronger antitrust legislation and actually make these utilities that everyone needs public, that would be great. These motions, you know, I feel like they set a good foundation for that. So I'm hoping we'll see more aggressive versions of that. It would be great to see that come out of CD4, where I live, but any of you, you know, could continue to try to protect the public's access to the resources we pay for. Since you are going to stay, I'll continue to get in your way. When you vote and when you don't, I'll call you out every step of the way. Nithya Raman, fuck you. Pat yourself on the back, even though you don't do what you should. You were born into wealth and privilege. On top of all this, married into Hollywood. Nithya Raman, fuck you. Nithya Raman, fuck you. Nithya Raman, fuck you.
Next speaker.
All right, that concludes our in-person public comment. We apologize to Dolly Parton on behalf of the people of Los Angeles. Now we'll go to public comment by telephone.
Hi, this is Andrew Grudick for item number 24 and general public comment.
I'm sorry, did you say item 24 and general public comment?
Yes.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin.
This council has resigned itself from the most basic pillars of public decency and its allowance of the city's continued honor on our public sidewalk of someone who manifests the most hateful, un-American, violent conduct of our times. And no, that's not Sammy Hagar, that's Donald Trump, who thanked Viktor Orban yesterday. He threatens his political opponents, occasionally with death, just sharing pictures of Joe Biden, footage of Joe Biden hogtied and kidnapped just a couple days ago, while promising pardons to January 6th insurrectionists. He called immigrants animals yesterday. Animals. But I guess when you're a star in Los Angeles, they let you do it. Now, this is who you're honoring on the sidewalk. This is who visitors see LA celebrating, and it's fucking disgusting. So these aren't votes for new Walk of Fame honorees. They're votes for your nihilistic status quo, votes for your inability to do something about your chronic hypocrisy. And I welcome anyone in chambers to prove me wrong and do something about it.
Hey, I'd like to speak on general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general public comment.
I don't know if you got a haircut, Grote. Looks like you might have. I think it looks good. I'm just wondering, where is our council president? He has slowly devolved into the absentee Mary Martinez council president that is maybe there, maybe not. And if he is in chambers, he's definitely going to hide in the back during public comment. If you could relay a message to Paul, maybe Carl or Anna's listening, I don't know. He is still not taking accountability for his ethics violation. And I will give him a week, but I promise it'll get real fast. Generally speaking, he is in for a hellish next couple months. And I apologize to all of you in advance, because at some point, you got to look beyond Paul and look at the other people around the horseshoe that aren't stepping up either. So this bullshit about maybe talking about...
Speaker, your time has expired. Next caller.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Which items would you like to speak to?
I heard there was some changes, so can you tell me what the available items are,
Yes.
please?
So the items that are
general public comment.
Yes. So the items that are open for public comment are items 16 through 17, 23 and 24, and 26 through 30.
All right, word. So all available items, I think 16 and 17 are business improvement districts, correct?
Okay. So you have 3 minutes for the items, correct? And 1 minute for general public comment.
All right, cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I heard you had a haircut. I'm sure it does look good. You dress sharp. So items 16 and 17, business improvement districts. You know, I come from a place called Jersey. It's the home of corruption in the United States of America. You won't find better corruption there other than maybe Los Angeles. Now, business improvement districts are nonsense. It's a nice way to come in and just pretty much draw a circle on the map and be like, look, that's the pie, and we're cutting it up for our friends. People that are going to get their businesses there that we already have agreed upon behind closed doors. They're going to have special little discounts on their taxes and whatnot, and little rebates and exemptions, and they won't have to do this or that, because that's what it means, a business improvement district. They're not going to just walk around trying to help people buy things. No, they're going to walk around and help people sell things, which is mostly contracts to build bullshit or fucking expressway fucking profits to people that already are hooked up with the whole system to begin with. It's not about bringing up small businesses. There's a lot of people that need spaces that can't get them because rents are too high. That would be a real business improvement district if you drew a circle on the map and said all the rents for businesses in this area are now cut in half. That would do a lot for the people of my class to actually join, some kind of semblance of proper living. Item number 24, Sammy Hagar. I'm not a really big rock fan, but rock fans don't like that dude, so I don't know. Go talk to some dude that wears like a denim vest and has patches all over it before you approve this, because that's really the only person qualified to answer those kind of questions. Item 27, expand LA DWP water supply. That's good, obviously. Now, items 28 and 29 are funny. Talking all this shit about protecting our rights over utilities and jurisdiction over where to place telecom towers and water rights, and that's all well and good to write on paper. And then later on, what are they going to do? Oh, we want to pass a categorical exemption from the Protect Our Water Rights law so that we could give this water table to this private developer. Or, oh, somebody wants to come in here and put telecom towers all over this neighborhood. Well, usually that would go through the public, but actually we're going to pass an exemption for them. So keep in mind, these things are nice on paper. I love my wife. I got to disagree with her on this one. Another business improvement district. I think I have about like a minute left on these items, correct? So let's talk about Lamar Park, Crenshaw area. There's a lot of empty businesses and a lot of empty places and plots of land that are just overgrown. We always see these community redevelopment agencies and districts and organizations that are supposed to revitalize. All it does is channel capital into the same hands. It's all bullshit. If any of these things work, if it was worth renewing their petition to keep that agency going, then you wouldn't need
General
them anymore.
public comment?
So, all right, thank you very much. General public comment. Look at how they arbitrarily change general public comment all the time. There's a few people here, so we're going to do it at the beginning of the meeting. No, there's a lot of people here, so we're going to do it at the end. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Why? They're scared of the people. They want to calm us down and tire us out because they know we're about to eat them alive. And don't feel bad about that. That's the American thing to do. This country was built on slavery and revolution, and we're fucking slaves. And the landowners are not going to do nothing revolution for us. So we need to take control. So we need a sit-in. We need to occupy City Hall chambers. Sean Ferraro, whatever the fuck chambers, okay? We need to sit in and not leave. The meeting's over. It doesn't matter. We need to stay there. We need to do a sit-in. This is our fucking house. It's our fucking city. And we need to stop letting them just fucking run it into hell. All right, it's already, half of us can't fucking afford rent. The other half can't afford
Speaker,
it.
your time has expired. Next caller.
Hello, this is Sean from Canoga Park.
Yes, and which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Please begin.
Yeah. We need to save that Sportsman's Lodge. We can't see it go away. I mean, it's history of Los Angeles. For the past 60 years, we have lost a lot of things. The Lawrence restaurants, and if we lose the Sportsman's, LA High has their reunions there. We cannot lose that Sportsman's Lodge. It is a jewel to Studio City. I have been living here in the Valley for over 30 years, and we lose that? Oh, my God. I don't know L.A. anymore. This is not L.A. anymore. I'm going to be turning 60 3 weeks from today. I hope we can celebrate in the council chamber, and I hope we can go to Van Nuys on Friday. Thank you.
Next caller, which item would you like to speak on?
Hold on, before the next caller. Mr. Spindler, I cannot hear what the staff are saying, so please do not disrupt this meeting. This is your first and only formal warning. Sorry. Next caller.